Portions of the day's programming are reproduced by means of electrical transcriptions or tape recordings.
Hello, everybody, wherever you may be. From coast to coast and sea to shining sea, welcome back to Ham Radio Live, where the world comes to talk radio. Satellite comms and much more coming up Monday, June 29th, 2026, live from Central Florida. It's Ham Radio Live.
In the summertime, when the weather is high, you can stretch right up and touch the sky. When the weather's fine, you got women on your mind. Have a drink, have a drive, go out and see what you can find. If a daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. If a daddy's poor, just do what you feel. Speed along the lane, you can turn or a turn of 25. When the sun goes down, you can make it good and live by. When I grab people, when I dirty, when I mean, we love everybody, but we do as we please. When the weather's fine, we go fishing or go sailing in the sea. We're always happy, lives we're living, yeah, that's our philosophy. Sing along with us, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, da-da-da-da-da, yeah, we're happy, da-da-da, dee-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da. Soon be summertime and we'll sing again. We go driving or maybe we'll settle down. If she's rich, if she's nice, bring your friends and we'll all go into town.
The amazing Mungo Jerry with a stroke of luck, no kidding. Guy used to work at Timex in the UK, and he wrote this thing on the back of a Fender Stratocaster guitar while he was taking time off from working in the lab for Timex. No kidding. He found a record label that would record it, and it was number one in more than a dozen countries worldwide. No kidding. It's now sold over 30 million copies here in the States alone. What a great story for Mungo Jerry. Number one in the UK, hit number 3 here in the States, number 1 in Canada, Australia, the Netherlands. Jeez, what a great story for a one-hit wonder, right? Man, oh man. We're going to talk satellite comms and a whole lot more this week. What do you say we get the show started with it? Away we go. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. A very happy Monday to you worldwide. You know, I'd like this program I'd like it to stand for something down the road. You know, when I'm no longer here doing this every weekday, I'd like there to be a legacy of shows where there's things that we do in amateur radio that might interest people so they learn about it, right? I mean, it might not be up your alley or maybe up my alley, but it might be something that spurs something in someone else's heart, right? And I'd really hope that we do enough in this program over the years that there is those moments for people that they see something and they go, you know what, I'm going to try that. I'd like to be good at that. That would be fun to do because we all have that moment too, right? It's just a different way of doing it. So this week, we're going to talk about satellite communications, how it's done. It's a pretty deep subject, but it's something that can be done with just a couple of radios and a handheld antenna outdoors, or with one radio and an antenna in your backyard or maybe your rooftop, wherever you want to put it, and be able to work the satellites, or as they call it, the birds in amateur radio. Speaking of amateur radio, if you would like to get your ham radio license, the best way to do it is to contact someone like the American Radio Relay League. They're easy to find at www.arrl.org. Just click on the contact part of their page. Tell them you'd like to get your ham license and where you live in the world, and then they'll send back to you, local to you, ham club that you then contact, and they'll help you get licensed. They really will. www.arrl.org. We also have a Discord channel here at ham-radio-live. It's got lots of stuff for you to be able to learn about amateur radio activities as well as ask questions in a very safe environment. That's at ham-radio-live. Also, we have a website here that has been designed by Rodney in the Netherlands. We love Rodney. Papa Alpha 9 Romeo Whiskey. It's a great place for you to be able to find out what's going on in amateur radio right now with the expeditions and also the contest calendars there as well, plus ham clubs listed there as well for you. Find it online at www.hamradiolive.org. And we have a topic question today that we'll get to, but first, a few little changes here. We have Jack. Jasper's here. That's the original radio dog, by the way. Yes, he's here and happy to be laying down behind me. Jack is here. He'll jump up probably 2 or 3 times. A new one of Miley in the yard here this afternoon. You can see how dead the yard is now. It's just too much of a drought. We need a lot more rain here in Central Florida for sure. And I think we got Jill somewhere here, but anyway, well, it's Jill watching television. Yeah, and by the way, notice Jack. Jack is now starting to watch television as well, so there you go. Yeah. We noticed that on Saturday. We're watching a show, and all of a sudden the commercial came on for like the ASPCA, which is like, the dog people or cat people, animal people, friends of animal. Anyway, it's hard to describe if you're not from the United States, but it's like to help animals in need. And once this dog pops up on the screen in this cage, it looks just sad. Jill just full attention right at the television. Ruff, 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 ruff. And Jack then starts watching TV as well. Now he's growling. I'm going, oh, Jack, no. Yeah, exactly. I thought you'd like that, Sam, for sure. Yeah. So the dogs now, there's 2 of them in our household watching television. Temperature here today is a hot one, gang. 103 degrees outside the shack here. Feel like temperature, it's 124. It's a very, very hot day here in Central Florida. Let's find out who is first, second, and third on a Monday show. It's hot. First up, he's done it. A comeback, and I'm very grateful he did. It's Bill Myers, Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India Mike. He's deserving a good old beep beep. There you go. Well done. Well done, Bill. Well done. I think Bill's trying to let other people come in first. I think he's trying to just, give a little love. And Bill, thank you for doing that. It's very nice of you. That's continent number 1, by the way, today on a Monday. Barry Wendon comes in. That's continent number 2. United Kingdom's here. Golf 6, Juliet Mike X-Ray. Hi, Barry. Good to see you. Welcome. Good. Happy Monday to you, my friend. And there is Martin in the Netherlands. Papa Alpha 9. Sorry, Papa Echo 9. Echo. Man, sorry. Papa Echo 9, Tango India Golf. Hi, Martin. Oh, this is going to be a great week. I can just feel it. Oh my gosh, and there's Steve from the QRP net. Oh my gosh. It's great to see you, Steve. Thank you for coming. Kilo Oscar for Golf Sierra Mike. The reason I know that, stop. Oh my gosh, I like you, but not that much. We're just friends, Mike Stand. Yikes, man.
Hey, boy, come here.
Like
quick.
A mind of its own. It all of a sudden starts like approaching the host. I'm like, wait, what are you doing? Yeah. Jeez. Like, what are you doing? This is just not okay. Anyway, good to see you, Steve. I wanted to go yesterday to QRP net. We went down to the beach yesterday, so I couldn't make it. But gosh, conditions must have been so good for you guys last night. I was thinking about that Saturday. I was like, oh, you know what? I want to go to the QRP net. go look on their channel. It's really good. It's QRP Ham Radio. You'll find it under Kevin's call sign, I believe, Kilo Zero, Kilo Lima Bravo. It's really, really good. And I bet you guys just had a ton of calls last night because there's just the conditions, friends, the HF conditions right now are so good. I mean, we've waited for months for things to come back, and thankfully they have. So take a look at their webpage there on YouTube at the QRP net. Gosh, really good conditions. What I'm trying to say, Steve, is gosh, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming. What a treat. Good to see you, my friend. Bill Myers, same here, Larry. 85 degrees and 83% humidity. That's not comfortable, guys. That's like hard to breathe hot. It's terrible. We hit 80% humidity. Some of our windows have fogged over, I bet. Yeah, it's supposed to get into the low 90s all this week. Yeah, it's supposed to be really hot from like the mid part of the country to the East Coast, and just really hot weather. And then on the outside of it is where all the thunderstorms are. So it should be an interesting week watching the United States try and handle this kind of heat. It's going to be rough, like Florida, like you guys got in Europe. Yeah, it's going to be just like that last week. Chris is here from New York City, Kilo Echo 2, Hotel Romeo Juliet. Welcome back, Chris. Welcome. Good to see you. And also, we have Spike here all the way from the beautiful state of Montana. Yeah, great. He says, I am safe from not doing field day. Me too. But I got great pictures of Mike in Jacksonville. Oh, man. He did field day Saturday. He sent me some pictures and a video. Also, I'll show it to you. It's really good. I mean, what Mike did on Saturday was really good for field day. And I think it hits the core of amateur radio. The Duval County Aries team, kudos to you guys. Seriously, what you guys did Saturday is what I think amateur radio field day really should be all about. Well done. Hats off if I had one to you guys. Seriously. Hats would be off to the Duval County, Florida group. They did a bang-up job for field day. We'll show that in just a few minutes. Also, Bill, thank you for the links. That's really, really nice. Thank you. Chris says, my niece's dog goes nuts if he sees a squirrel on the TV. Well, it's great. Jill would be going crazy. Yeah, thank you. Come again. See, I was waiting for that.
Thank you. Come again.
There you go. Hope you like that, Steve. Content number 3 is here already. That's Tom in Bahrain. Oh, hi, Tom. Cheers, gents. No notification. What to do? Thanks for coming. I did tell you, though. I did. If you look, it's there. I hope it is. Spike says 60 degrees here at almost noon. Man, 60 degrees feels great. Hey, thanks for that link, Bill, right there. That's good. There's the QRP net link. Thank you, Bill. That's a good one to have right there. Great to have. I bet conditions were just awesome yesterday because I've got 10 meters coming in here now again, and 12 is up, and so 6 is working. It's a great day to be an HF radio. Toscan Bang from Portugal. Good to see you, my friend. He says, late again. Been picking blueberries. Oh boy, that sounds like a very good day. I would continue to have a little fun with that. That's blueberries summertime, man. That's some good stuff. Let's get into that HF weather. Before we do that, I'll give you a question to ponder today. Today's topic question, what's something that needs to change in ham radio? Something that needs to change. Now, this could be with enforcing the rules of people being morons. It could be maybe band plan, or maybe it could be, our IARU unions, right? 1, 2, and 3, maybe putting together maybe a more meshed band plan. It's hard with some shortwave stations being in Europe. For example, just a second. If you talk to most Europeans, they would say they wish they had the U.S.'s 40-meter band plan because we get that extra 100 kilohertz from 7.2 to 7.3. In Europe, they don't get that because of the shortwave broadcasters there in Europe. So maybe there's a way to mesh this. I don't know. Let us know in the comment section how you feel about what needs to change to make amateur radio better, and we'll have a conversation about it on a Monday on Ham Radio Live. Great week for you. Great week. We're going to talk satellites this week. And even if you're not interested in satellite comms, you'll learn something. You really will. It's really a neat series. I hope you like it. I have all the way through Friday's show done, and I'm looking forward to sharing those with you. Your HF forecast today is powered by ICOM. ICOM for the love of ham radio. Look at that. Solar Flux Index number 186. Oh, man. That number has not been that high since last fall. No kidding. We have astounding conditions right now. Sunspot numbers up to 156. A index very low at 5. K is only 1. That's very quiet. This has been 3 straight days of solar flux index over 150 and a K index below 2. That's the best DX conditions you can get in amateur radio, period. That's the truth. So we have excellent conditions. And the good news just keeps coming. BC latitude, positive 1.2. Solar wind is down. Take a look at that noise floor. The signal noise level, S0 to S1, kids. It's great to be in HFM radio right now. Your band conditions, 80 to 40. So it's 80 and 40 during the daytime poor, but that's not too... We don't use those too much during the daytime. I know a lot of close nets like the Aloha net out in Hawaii. They do that, but that's okay. You'll still work great. Nighttime 40 and 80 is great. You even got 10 and 12 daytime. Good. And this is pretty much worldwide. Even some of the northern hemisphere right now is getting the 10-meter band. So, and look it up north there on VHF. 6-meter E-skips open, and maybe later today you might get a little 4 or 2-meter opening as well. Here's the reason why we have such great conditions. Look at the magnetosphere view. We talked about this on Thursday, that we were going to get a huge jump in SFI, and here's why. Look at these sunspot regions. There are currently 8 that are facing Earth, but they are big and they're active, and that's what makes solar flux index numbers come up. Maximum usable frequency, take a look at this, a roadmap all the way east to west. Northern hemisphere, here is 12 meters now, which had been closed for most of the spring, now opening up again for a lot of Europe and the United States as well as Asia. So 12 is part of your forecast during the daytime today. 10 meters also if you're south a little bit, near 40, no, I say 38 degrees. You'll have 12, and it'll work you south all the way into Tasmania and the south part of South America. Great HF conditions. Your south hemisphere, take a look here, all the way from 10 to 20 meters is working for them. So some good stuff in your forecast. I've been waiting for months to give you this one. Your HF forecast powered by ICOM. ICOM for the love of ham radio. SFI stay high. 6-meter E-skip is open. Solar flares are possible today and this week. Noise floors are quiet. Best DX in the northern hemisphere. 20 meters, 17, 15, and 12. 12 goes to about 40 degrees north. If you're south of 40 degrees north, maybe around 38 degrees, you'll get 10 meters as well. You might even get a 10-meter opening if you're north of 40. I mean, we've got good conditions today, guys. Best in the southern hemisphere for DX, all the way from the 20-meter band up to 10. Nighttime amateur bands, strong SFI, best DX in 2 months easy. Noise floors are quiet. We've got great conditions to work from 160 meters all the way to 40, and you'll work 20 most of the night as well right now. So watch 20 meters after dark. It will stay lit, and it will be good to work DX. Shortwave DXers, daytime shortwave, noise floors are quiet. Great solar flux index numbers. This is amazing time, shortwave people, to DX your favorite shortwave bands. No kidding. Shortwave daytime, 31 meters, 25, 22, 19, 15, and the 13-meter band. Nighttime shortwave enthusiast, great solar flux index numbers and quiet noise floors give you the best combination you can ever have to DX shortwave. This is a great week to DX your favorite shortwave countries. Nighttime shortwave from 120 meters all the way down to 19 are open. Top DX bands tonight, 75, 60, 49, 41, 31, 25, 19. Are you ready? And possibly the 15-meter band too. Listen on 15 after dark. See how long you can work it. You might be blown away. Nighttime shortwave on 15 meters because of that great solar flux index. There is your forecast. Welcome back to the program, gang. Let me show you something real quick. Hold on, kids. We've got, this is 10. I just kind of keep it open in the background. And this is the 10-meter band right now. Let's take a quick listen and find out where this signal's coming from real quick.
If you don't mind uploading, much we appreciate it. And nice to get you along. Stay cool. Kilo Charlie 9 X-ray.
I'm at about 27 degrees north. So, this is working here, but most of the activity is south of me on 10. Let's take a look at 6, because this will be a day to work 6 meters as well. 6 definitely open, and maybe we'll make a live call today. We'll have to see if we can do that. Today's topic show question: what needs to change in ham radio? So what do you need that should be better in amateur radio? Try and keep it as positive as possible, and we'll make it part of today's program. By the way, thank you for coming worldwide back to Ham Radio Live. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see you guys. First up, we've got Tom in Bahrain. He says, I heard Mike on the weekend, wanted to call, but not on his frequency, so he couldn't do it. Well, another day. Steve says, have the FCC enforce laws on 7.2 megahertz. I think that's the comment of the show right there every single time, Reds. That's it right there. Yeah. We have had more jokes and puns and stories about 7.2 than any other frequency in amateur radio. Isn't that funny? And it's well earned. If you go on YouTube at all and search 7.2 net, you'll just hear horror stories on the bands. That's a great comment, Steve. Thank you. That's up there. That's probably up there, and it's the first answer to our topic today, for sure. Randall, welcome back. I guess Randy, I'm sorry, from Lowell, Indiana. Call sign November Delta 9 Golf. Good to see you. Happy Monday, my friend. It's a great day. Good to see you, man, for me. Thank you. Randy says, why has the maximum usable frequency U.S. Boulder report been no report for almost 3 years now? I have no idea, man. I don't need that. No clue. I don't know if there's a problem with the Digison there, because I know that the one in Vancouver, BC is being used, but I don't know if the one in Boulder's just broke and no one's fixing it, or you've got a very good point. You do, Randall. I don't know what has happened to that Digison, but something needs to change. Or maybe, I have an idea, just take it off of your QRZ weather. That'll be fine too. No report. You look at it like a month later, no report. And it's funny because it can be important to people. It really can, especially if you live like anywhere within maybe, 1,000 miles of Boulder. It's important to know, how high is my maximum usable frequency? Otherwise, you're just stuck to go over to a maximum usable frequency map. And they're easy to find. It's not that difficult when you see what he's talking about. For those that don't know, is right here on QRZ weather. If you look at the second to the last line on the bottom left, MUF, US Boulder, no report. It's been that way forever. It really has. And that's a great comment by Randy. I love that. That could be comment of the show as well. It could be. Because it's like, what in the heck? Why do you even show that anymore? If you don't have it working, why even bother? It's a great comment. Love that. Love that. Let's see. Tom in Bahrain says, today's topic question, merge the general and extra classes as one. Allow tech class segments with phone privileges on work bands or others. Huh. Now that's interesting. That would have been a good Friday answer. I love that. I do. So then 30, 60, 17, and 12 would be open for text to use voice. They're all narrow. 2 are digital or Morse code. They can do digital or Morse code on 17 and 12, but they also then get voice too, right? Not a bad idea. Tom, you've thought that out. That's a good comment. Yeah. So you'd have the general extra, whatever it would be called, the genstra. I don't know, but that's got a possibility. I like that. Thank you, Tom. Let's see, Jeff in Canada. Welcome, Victor Echo 3, Whiskey Juliet. He says, better policing of the bands by the government, revoke licenses, and seize equipment. I like that. I think with some people, like what Steve said about the 7.2 net, I always call it the 7.zoo net because it's like a zoo. There's been enough that people have heard about on that net to make us think in amateur radio that care about ham radio, that actually love what we do, that it's asinine now. It's just not okay. So please just clean house. And I think they did, I know they did with one person that's done some dumb things. I don't know how many others there are, but you know what I'm saying. It could definitely be something that maybe in the works, because I mean the FCC has to know that's a mess on 7.2. Great comment, Jeff. Love it. And you're not just talking about the 7.0 net, which I get, totally get. And yeah, and Steve's like, I agree, Jeff, absolutely. Take their gear. Let's be done. Yeah, I like that. And he said it's a great place to tune up. Oh, man. Yeah, I'd like to work here on 7.225. Let's go to 7.2 and tune up. Don't do that. Please, kids at home, don't do that. Martin in the Netherlands says, topic question. For some operators, it's hard to adapt to a different mode. They think they own a frequency, but the diversity is what makes the hobby special. In my honest opinion, that's a nice comment, Martin. Thank you. I can always count on Martin to kind of ground everything, right? Because he's always a glass half full guy too. He's a really good person, and he believes in the best of people too. Martin's got a unique heart, good spirit, nice guy. Martin, thank you. Love that. Randy says, recreate a novice level that allows people to use repeaters, simplex, as well as DMR. I like that. Nothing wrong with that. So yeah, so it gives them an opportunity to get a little bit more advanced with the with the VHF, UHF stuff. I like that. That's good stuff. Randy, thank you for coming back. It's great to have you here again today. I really mean that. Thank you. Randy says, for field day, I use my Chameleon LEFS 8010 sloper in horizontal NVIS configuration, got a load of Ohio, Michigan, and Wisconsin contacts from Indiana. Well done, buddy. Where did you do it? Did you do it from a park? Like a field, an area where people could see you? I like what you did because you specifically chose to stay regional, right? Like he says local, regional. So he's talking about, the states surrounding Indiana. He worked those on field day because he purposely built an antenna, or put an antenna up, I should say, deployed an antenna that's going to work the region. So that's what he was trying to do. And he did that. I think it's a great idea. I think too many times we think about how far did you call? How many countries did you get today? That's a nice comment. Like that. Did you do it like out in a park or something? Public. I wonder. Kevin in Iowa's here. Kilo 0 Kilo Lima Bravo. He's driving, but he's listening, and we're grateful.
Now, who's responsible for this unwarranted attack on my person?
No one's attacking anybody. He's just driving a car is all he's doing. My mouth is parched today. Sorry about that, guys. Yes. Let's see. Randy says 15 meters was my best band. I avoided 20 with all the traffic. Oh, 20 was a mess. Oh, gosh. 20 on Saturday. It was hard to find any place on 20 once field day started. It was just like, it was a mess. I mean, here, it was just, there was no place to work. So Totally feeling that. Also, funny, welcome and thank you for coming today. Jeff in Canada says, if the person understands and can set up a DMR, they should automatically get a higher license. Okay, I got you. Sorry. Eyes aren't working too good. Yeah. And Randy did field day from US. Oh, we did Park on the Air. Very good. From US 4213, LaSalle State Fish and Wildlife Area. That's great stuff. Thanks, Randy. That's good. Love that. Love that. How many calls you make? Just curious. Just love to ask those questions because, Parks on the Air, I think is one of those things, truly, I'm sincere, that I think can save ham radio because it's just so good. We have a great email here at the show. It is info@hamradiolive.org. We'll go by this fairly quickly, but I got fun too that I hope you enjoy. We get a ding here. Karen, sorry. Okay, my wife wanted something. I'm fine, no worries. Ham radio for Papua New Guinea. Go get funding. Raleigh, ZL1BQD, this is his fundraiser, trying to help the people in New Guinea to be able to hook up some things in radio so they have a chance to be able to connect some villages. And if you know New Guinea, it's not an area where there's tons of, connectivity. Does that make sense? So it gives an opportunity for people to be able to help others, right? This is a good thing. So if you're able to help out with this, I would suggest, if you could, please, to try and give it. Just go get funding campaign. I'll have the link to this up at my on the description section of this video. And here's the story about what they're trying to do here. Also, I would like to give really good thanks to Mike in Jacksonville. Mike's call sign is Kilo Golf 2 Mike, and Mike did some amazing things for Field Day. I'd like to share this with you. Mike work in the Duval County Aries, and they are loaded up, guys. Oh man, this is a great group. This ham club put together an amazing field day. Let me show you something here real quick. Here is their emergency communications trailer. They go all over the South with this thing. So when there's need, they bring the trailer and they make calls. Here's the park they were at. And they had a ton of people show up for this. Let me just show you this. Look at the people in the picnic area having fun. How about that? Love it. Kilo Golf 2 Mike and crew. And we got fun for you to show what happened as well. It's cool. So look at this. The people asking questions. And that's what you want for Field Day, guys. And yes, there's a fan there. It was 93 degrees with thunderstorms in Jacksonville on Saturday. It's a rough day. But people are staying hydrated, making calls, having fun, and they even had an 800-watt amplifier there. Look at that. Guy's got an Ameritron 811H amp right there working the ham bands. Jeez. I don't think he's working NVIS, but he's sure making noise, that's for sure. But some good people, lots of smiles, lots of fun, and lots of donuts there in Duval County, which is the Jacksonville, Florida area. Look at this. Pretty cool stuff. People just bringing their gear, making calls from the picnic area. Pretty cool stuff. And they all had a great time. Mike as well told me that he had a chance to bring someone new to ham radio at Field Day, a brand new general. Watch, you guys see this. This is William, Kilo Romeo number 4, Mike Oscar uniform. New general licensee making DX calls his first day with the Duval County group. That was what Mike did. Mike was his Elmer, and here's Mike. Mike looks a little bit cross there, but I love him anyway. I love Mike anyway. Mike, you did great. That's so cool, man. That's just so cool. Love to share your photos. If you'd like to send some photos, things you've done, or possibly like your antenna or your shack, or things you love about radio, please feel free and do so. Reach out to me at info at hamradiolive.org. Love that photo of William. Just, oh man, if you can do that on field day, you've got great club. That's making people understand, here we are, have some fun, join us on Saturday. And they did. They had to go off the air for just a short time because a thunderstorm came over and they got a little break, had some donuts, went back to work and had more calls. Mike also sent me this for you folks, and I know we love science, and that's the fun part about amateur radio, right? So Mike, Kilo Golf 2 Mike in Jacksonville just sent me this from his front yard watching the SpaceX launch that just launched from Port Canaveral.
Hey Larry, in my front yard watching the SpaceX head up in the sky, carrying 24 satellites. It's in my front yard. I'm standing here in my front yard. You can see here my mailbox. And there it goes.
Port Canaveral's maybe 65, 70 miles south of Mike. Another rocket SpaceX launch.
The engine cut off.
Mike, well done. Well done. Thank you, Mike, for sending that to us. That was a treat to show a SpaceX launch as well. Fun to see those when they take off for sure. Today's topic question, what's something that needs to change in ham radio? I got to tell you, there's a couple that I loved today, and they both kind of revolve around getting in trouble because you earned getting in trouble.
Thank you. Come again.
If you're going to do stupid things on ham radio repeatedly, right? Because it takes somebody with half a brain to go, I know, I'll play music on ham radio. Won't this be fun? Everyone's going to just love me because I'm going to create QRM all over the net. No one's going to hear a single word that they say because I'm going to talk over everybody, turn the amplifier up. Well, let's have a little fun today. And they do it repeatedly and repeatedly because it's like it's a drug, right? They get the attention they're looking for because that's the whole reason of doing it, right? They want to do something stupid, so they continue to create QRM on HF frequencies. Little do they know, there's a black SUV down around the corner.
Go, I say, go away, boy, you bother me.
They've got a direction finder. They also have signal strength meters, and they have found you, and they know exactly where you live now.
Dear Mr. President, there are too many states nowadays. Please eliminate 3. I am not a crackpot.
Adios, you chicken-plucking little stinker.
Usually they get like a notice of violation, right? Dear Mr. So-and-so, on such and such day, agents from the blank field office spent time around your house taking readings and noticing that you were not following rules set for amateur radio here in North America. And as such, you're receiving this letter and you have 10 business days to give us a reason why you did this and also how you plan to stop doing this. And some of those letters, if you look carefully at them on the FCC site, they'll say, we propose that you're going to pay $7,000, X amount of thousand, for doing this problem. And because you didn't ID every 10 minutes, we're also going to impose a fine of $10,000. And then the person, oh man, I don't have any money. And they'll say, well, you know what? You got a real problem because you're going to have to do something because you did this repeatedly. I mean, this is just stupidity. And it's like, there's really no more we can do to help you understand that you knew you were doing wrong and you knew you did this repeatedly, but you didn't stop. So there's got to be a way to make them stop. And if you hit them in the pocketbook, I think if you take their gear away, that's a great start because now they can't use it. However, they get another one and they do it again. You just don't know. But if you hit them where they're financially responsible, oh, brother, they already know that the FCC field agents know exactly where he lives, right? And they're going to keep track. So just ship up or shape out. You got to. It's just incredible. These people thinking that they can go on HF bands and keep doing this stuff. It should be stopped, and they absolutely should find them and get them off the air. We don't need it. Ham radio was fine before. We had you here, and ham radio will be just great after you're gone.
Please send your complaints about the show to us here at the Smokin' Apes YouTube channel. Remember, this is the Smokin' Ape Show.
Yes. This can only do so much. You can only help a moron so far. If they won't change because they want that attention thing, let them go. Let them go. And lose all their gear and be charged a whole heck of a lot of money. And thank you, come again.
Thank you, come again.
That's the end of that. All right, guys, let's talk about something new. Yeah, we're good. Satellite comms. We're going to talk about that this week. And we're getting into something pretty big because it's not just a radio and a special Yagi wand. It's a lot more involved. And to start with this, I understand that not everybody is going to be into satellite comms. I know that. I'm not necessarily into satellite communications myself, but I've thought about it, and I know there's people out there who would like to maybe try it. My hope is for all of these shows that I've done for the last 5 years plus, is that there's enough content that interests people when the show is through that they'll want to watch those older rerun shows and find information that they're looking to learn to do, right? Or maybe catch something they didn't realize that we do and say, hey, I'd like that. That's something I could do. I could do that. I'd like to learn. How do you do that? Satellite comms are, I think, an art. I think in all amateur radio, the hardest comms to do are Earth, Moon, Earth, meteor scatter, and probably satellite. I think those are the hardest ones because it's more than just having a radio and a fixed antenna. It's not a fixed antenna. You gotta move them to be able to work the birds. Let's take a look at this opening segment we're going to do, and we got a little segment every day for you about how to do satellite and how to be good at it.
Welcome back to the DX Engineering Channel. I'm Michael, KI8R. I've been working on gathering all the parts necessary to set up a ham radio satellite station, and I'm really excited to share this journey with you. We'll explore the fundamentals, history, terminology, modes, and some practical advice to help you dive into satellite radio. So let's get started with some history. Sputnik launched on October 4th, 1957. It transmitted a beep on 20.005 and 40.01 megahertz for 21 days until its batteries finally depleted. It orbited the Earth for another 71 days before it fell back to Earth. This was a wake-up call for the U.S. space program. 4 years later, hams launched Oscar 1, short for Orbiting Satellite Carrying Amateur Radio. This 10-pound satellite, built by a group of California hams, had a 140 milliwatt transmitter on the 2-meter band. It transmitted HI in Morse code while in orbit before burning up in the Earth's atmosphere 22 days later. It was also history-making in that it was the first small sat, the first private, non-government spacecraft, and the first spacecraft to hitch a ride with another launch. Oscar 1 never would have gotten off the ground if it had not been for the efforts of Senator Barry Goldwater and General Curtis LeMay, who was Chief of Staff of the Air Force at that time. Both men were active amateur radio operators. Oscar 2 was launched the following year and was similar to Oscar 1, but had a 100 milliwatt transmitter and improved thermal coatings. Oscar 3 followed 3 years later. This was the first amateur communications satellite with a 1-watt linear transponder. It received a 50 kilohertz wideband near 146 megahertz and retransmitted them near 144 megahertz. Oscar 3 operated for 18 days. Oscar 4 was intended to be the first ham radio geostationary satellite. However, the top stage of the launch vehicle failed. Even with the failure, hams were able to develop workarounds to be able to use the satellite. Oscar 5 was the first ham radio satellite built outside of the US. It was developed by a group of students in Melbourne, Australia, with the goal of studying propagation on the 10 and 2 meter bands
Isn't that cool?
through the ionosphere to be able to understand space-based communication. Oscar 5 was on the air for 46 days.
Wow.
This was followed by a number of other Oscar satellites through the 70s and 80s, including Russian satellites which had 2 meter uplinks and 10 meter downlinks. In 1983, Owen Garriott, W5 LFL, flew on Space Shuttle Columbia. He was the first person to operate an amateur radio station from space.
Okay, this is really important, guys. Even if you're not interested in amateur radio satellite work, this history is pretty cool. Listen to this.
Owen made approximately 300 contacts, including Senator Barry Goldwater, K7UGA, and King Hussein of Jordan, JY1. This was the first of many other astronauts operating from the space shuttle in a program known as StarX, or the Shuttle Amateur Radio Experiment. This program later became known as the Space Amateur Radio Experiment. Hams operated from 1983 through 1999 on various shuttle missions. Some of these flights included opportunities for students to talk directly to astronauts via amateur radio. This program continues today on the International Space Station. CubeSats and microsats are also popular with universities and ham radio groups. Qatar also currently operates Oscar 100, which is a geostationary satellite with a 2.4 GHz uplink and a 10 GHz downlink. It covers Europe, the Middle East, and parts of Asia and South America. Over 125 Oscar satellites have been launched and approximately 18 to 20 satellites are currently operational. This number varies due to partial failures and intermittent operation. Satellites are classified by the height of the orbit they're in. This determines the kind of coverage or footprint that a satellite has.
This is the last part of the segment I'll show. It has another 10 minutes, but I don't want this to be film strip night at Larry's house. So just watch this part because it is important.
LEO, or low Earth orbit, has a range of 160 to 2,000 kilometers or 100 to 1,243 miles. This is where you'll find most ham radio satellites today. LEO satellites are cheaper to launch, however, they cover a small footprint. They take about 90 minutes to orbit the Earth, giving you about a 10-minute window to make a contact. However, the actual time of a pass will vary depending on where you are in relation to the satellite. QSOs are typically short with just a call sign and grid square exchange. HEO, or high elliptical orbit, are orbits with a perigee of approximately 1,000 kilometers and an apogee of up to 40,000 kilometers or more. Satellites that use this type of orbit typically have longer visibility periods at apogee. Depending on the orbit, the time a satellite is over a specific region can vary for hours up to a day. MEO, or medium Earth orbit, has a range of 2,000 to 35,785 kilometers. MEO is typically where you'll find GPS satellites. The orbital period is typically 12 hours. Satellites that orbit in this range need special shielding to protect their electronic systems, since the Van Allen radiation belts are in the same range. Satellites in MEO are typically larger and transmit more power. GEO, or geostationary orbit, is a circular orbit at 35,786 kilometers above the equator. This orbit follows the Earth's rotation. From Earth, geosatellites appear to be stationary in the sky. The most popular mode on ham radio satellites today is FM. Many of the LEOsats operate as FM repeaters and often require a CTCSS tone for access. They're usually either 2 meters up and 440 down, or vice versa, and are easy to access with dual-band handhelds and a small dual-band Yagi antenna. Another kind of satellite is referred to as a linear transponder. As the name implies, these satellites work over a range of frequencies instead of just one fixed frequency. They receive a wide bandwidth, say 20 to 100 kilohertz of bandwidth, for modes like sideband and CW, allowing for simultaneous contacts. These are typically what is referred to as inverting, meaning that you transmit on one sideband, often lower sideband, and receive on the other sideband.
There we go. All right, so I want to show you really quick the AMSAT webpage. This is what it looks like. And if you're ever interested, all you have to do is just go to amsat.org. That's their site. Okay. And when you go here, you can find out all sorts of things that are going on, including about AMSAT, the organizational history and so forth is here, and also satellite resources. And here's the part that I think is really good. If you're looking to get into working satellites, there's a beginner's site there where you can start to learn, okay, this is where this is. I can learn how to do this. I don't have to be brilliant already. I can read from here. So if you click on that, it starts to talk about all of the things that you can learn to do. And it tells here about getting the book, Getting Started with Amateur Satellites, and the PDF version, $15. So there's resources out there that can help you learn to work the satellites and be successful at it. I think a lot of us, when we think about working satellites, we think of the International Space Station, which is supposed to be active until the year 2030, I believe, when they plan to decommission it. After that, who knows, right? They're planning to have a moon, a base on the moon, I guess, too. Who knows how satellite comms or space comms are going to work? But you can be sure there'll be some portion of amateur radio included in that. I hope the next few days as we go through the satellite segments, you get an idea of how to do it, if it might be of interest to you, and what it takes to be able to do it. We'll look at working it portably, like out in a park. We'll also look at it, how you could build your own home base station with an antenna system that automatically adjusts for all of the necessary adjustments you need to be able to stay on the satellite as it approaches apogee until loss of signal. Kind of neat stuff. I hope you enjoyed that as we get into that segment of the show. All right, let's get into the Angry Hams, and don't forget today's topic question: what is something that needs to change in amateur radio? I'd love your comments so far. We'll get into more of them in just a moment.
He shouldn't have jumped. The show's not that bad.
Okay, question number 1 today of 3. We'll do 3. One of the several possible causes of a chirp on a Morse code signal could be caused by insufficient voltage to the transmitter. Is that true or false? Insufficient voltage from the transmitter causing chirp in Morse code. A is B. Sorry, let's try again. Done this once before. A is true, B is false. There you go. Good luck. There we go. Yeah, it's should be an interesting day today as we work the different answers here. Bill Myers, first up from the state of Wisconsin. His call sign is Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India Mike, and he's got A, true, and is he correct? He sure is. Well done. 1 for 1, Bill. Keep it up. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. That's great. Just a second here. I'm wondering what's going on. I'm supposed to have a skin cancer surgery, and I'm wondering if that office is calling. That's why I was being a little bit not on task here. Sorry about that. Also getting that right would be Toscan in Portugal. Chris got it. Spike got it. Barry got it. You guys are doing well. Question 2, which of the following tube numbers was made by the company iMac for many years and was featured in most 1.5 to 2 kilowatt amplifiers? By the way, also getting that right was Randy. Good job, bud. A would be the 3833 Alpha tube. B would be the 572 Bravo tube. C is the famous 3-500Z tube. And D is the 8877. Which one was featured in the high-powered tube amps with the iMac tube? Was it A, B, C, or D? Good luck, and go get them. These are cherished tubes, and if you can find one, like an unused in-the-box iMac of this tube can be extremely valuable. The problem is you got to use them. And Toscan, I was first. No, you were second, actually. It's what shows up on my screen here, Toscan. I would never in a million years pick the wrong one on purpose. Never. It was actually Bill. He was the first one coming in on that one. So I'm sorry, buddy. But you were second. You were second. First one coming on this time would be Mike in Jacksonville. He is Kilo Golf 2 Mike. Mike, he picks the ultimate tube. I think these are just beautiful to look at. The 3500Z tube. And Mike, you got one too. Well done. Yep. The 3500Z is kind of a piece of art. It really was. Neat tube. Really was. Barry got that one right as well. And we've got one more to go here as again, this person's calling my phone. Bill in Wisconsin, by the way, wondered if it was C. And Bill, you are correct on that, right? Last question here, which is just hang on. Just give me a second. Okay. All right, thank you guys. Sorry, that's the skin cancer people. Apologize for that. Last question here today. Can I have a QSO via satellite at a frequency of around 180 gigahertz? 180 gigahertz, okay? The answers, A is yes, B is no. Can you make a QSO in amateur radio at 180 gigs? A or B? Go get them, buddy boys and girls and friends and neighbors and all that stuff. But they're persistent there. Steve said, I plead the fifth. I don't blame you. It's a good call. I would plead the fifth on that too, I think. That last one was tough. Because you know, if you don't do tube sets, if you do solid state, you don't know about the tube stuff. Because this goes back a ways when these were big, and geez, iMac's been closed forever. It's kind of tough. Yeah. Okay, first one, Mike in Jacksonville, sneaking in right there, right before Bill and Barry. It was close, and Toscan, He's now on his own account there. Well done. I'm very proud of you, sir. All of them have B, which would be no, and you guys are 100% correct. Well done, guys. Yeah, you can't do it. Here's why. These are the higher frequencies we have here in the States, all right? And of course, these questions are around us here in IARU Region 2, which is where North America is, right? We don't have 180 gigahertz. We can't use that. We do have 134 to 141 gigahertz, and we have 241 to 250 gigahertz, and we can use frequencies above 300 gigahertz as well. That's why the answer is no. Congratulations, guys. Well done. Yeah. Here, you know, it's interesting to learn that, right? Because when you look at actually the facts of here's where we can work up here, it makes sense 180 won't work, right? The only way you can build, let's go back to that screen. I want to show you real quick that screen one more time. The only way you can get like a receiver transmitter kit, well, some receivers are out there already, but a transmitter to transmit like at 250 gigahertz or over 300 gigs is built one. You have to build one yourself because there isn't anything out there commercially that you can use that is available for amateur band use. So you'd have to build your own, and you know, you'd have to get that approved, and it would have to be okay by the FCC. And yeah, there's a little bit of hurdles to climb to be able to make that work. So no, you can't work on 180 gigahertz. Can't do it. Spike says only if it is your Santa light. Owen Garriott was once interviewed by Art Bell on his show. Yeah. He passed away just in 2019. Yep. He was really cool with ham radio. And you know, the first one to use on the shuttle too. Pretty cool stuff. Today's topic question has to do with something that needs to change in amateur radio. And I'll get to your last comments regarding this comment real quick. Oh, by the way, Toscan says, I got a QSL card from Owen Garriott. I received one of his transmissions using an HB9CV and an FT290R. I think I still have the recording I made. That's something to cherish right there. Yeah, I love that. Spike says, changing stupid hams is like trying to keep a Torons from trying to take sellers from selfies, with grizzly bears, or petting fluffy cows, or going swimming with 13-foot gators. No, they just bite just a little bit. Everything will be fine. No worries. Chris says, the VE from my exam said nothing makes him more angry than when he hears a ham say, for identification purposes, my call sign is... It's so stupid. It's just so dumb. Martin, just make sure that CPS firmware and code plug are good and go for it. He's talking about, DMR. We're talking DMR. Yeah. There's some comments that we had today which are really funny. One of them is from Steve, which I think is really pretty funny. It's regarding the 7-point ZooNet. I talked to a common compassionate individual on 7.2, so do I get extra points?
Thank you. Come again.
Yes, you get those. Yes. Randall says regarding his Envis antenna for field day, I usually have a pipeline to Texas, but only had 3 QSOs, mostly East Coast, but 1 DX. He's got 1 all the way to Germany. That's pretty stinking cool. Love that. And the other one that I liked, I thought was really, really good. I loved Randall's about what he did in a park. That's neat. That's really cool. And I like what he said about the novice getting a chance for people to give him, experience to use, DMR and repeaters and simplex, building them up. I think it's really good. And I think this is interesting for what Martin in the Netherlands said too. He said, for some operators, it's hard to adopt to a different mode. They think they own a frequency, but the diversity is what makes the hobby what it is. It's a nice comment. It really is. And I think there's one, Jeff, this one's good. Better policing of the bands by the government, revoke licenses, and seize equipment. That's a good comment. Tom was, I think, very strong. Merge the general the extra classes as one class, then allow technicians segments with phone privileges on the work bands or other HF bands. Nice comment. But I think that the number one was probably, you're going to laugh. I think number one has to be this one right here. It's from Steve. Have the FCC enforce laws on 7.2 megahertz. That's the one.
Now, who's responsible for this unwarranted attack on my person?
Pay attention when I'm talking to you, boy.
Yep. Well done, guys. Nice comment. Love that, actually. Yeah, just take clean house. The word was clean house. If you're going to, this is a privilege. If you really want to break it down, just a second. Sorry, guys. Having an amateur radio license is like having a driver's license. It's a privilege. It is. You have to earn it, and you need to take care of it. You treat people with the respect that you want to be treated with, and you follow certain rules that are unwritten, and that's the problem. They're unwritten. The DX Code of Conduct, we may know it, we may have it posted in our shack, but how much do we follow it, right? If we treat others the way we want to be treated, it should be a pretty darn good world, right? And that's where we run into people who need attention. And those are the people who get in trouble eventually. We just need to get more of them caught. I think that's a big deal. What's something that needs to change in ham radio? My thought was not enforcement. My thought was I'd like to see it instilled in more schools. I'd like to see it involved in more science programs at the middle school level. I think amateur radio has such a great pull for kids, whether it be satellites or the space station or making calls to another country or possibly calls to another city that's a little, maybe 1,000 miles, 500 miles, whatever, but making a call to someone out there. I know they can use their cell phone and do the same thing, but there's something about a radio and having an antenna and making the call yourself. It's still romantic, guys. It's still cool in 2026. If you'd like to get your ham license, by the way, man, I've got brand new one commercial, funny, you'll like it, I hope. Well, yeah, we've seen this one once. Also, an old KTEL record commercial, which I think you'll like. And we've got a first-time sign-off coming from the least populated state in the United States, the state of Wyoming. Hope you like that as well. But in the meantime, if you're still with us, thank you for being here. If you'd like to get your ham license, we would be honored to help you get it. First step, contact someone like the Radio Society of Great Britain. They're good. They're really good at helping people get connected with local radio clubs to where they live. Contact them at www.rsgb.org. Click on the contact part of their page and tell them you want your ham license, and please make sure and tell them where you live, because they're going to find a ham club close to where you live. They've got a worldwide directory in their computer system there, and they'll get you a good close club that'll help you get licensed. www.rsgb.org for the Radio Society of Great Britain. See you tomorrow as we talk about satellite communications. The second video has to do with working portably. It's kind of basic, but it'll get in as we go through the week into other ways to do it. And I thought all of them were pretty cool. I hope you enjoy the segments we have coming up this week. Wherever you may be, my name's Larry Dio. My call sign in amateur radio is Kilo 7 Hotel November. It's a pleasure to do this program because of all of you, because you're the stars. God bless you. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye.
Magic in the music. KTEL's Music Magic. All original hits, original stars. Player. Number 1 from Andy Gibb. Super Cool Steely Dan. Commodores. High Energy. Foreigner, Diana Ross, Bay City Rollers, Santa Esmeralda, Eric Comets, Donna Summer, and Samantha Sang. Crystal Gale. Chic. Music Magic, an unbelievable new album, all original stars, $5.99 from KTEL, tape or cassette, $7.99.
Well, lost the commercial. That's okay. We've got the sign off. This is from Wyoming Public Television. We've never featured any sign off from the state of Wyoming. See you tomorrow, guys. God bless y'all. Bye-bye.
Wyoming's public television forecast for tonight. We'll see southern areas, possible occasional shower, snow showers as we head to the north and into mountain areas. Otherwise, cloudy skies. For tomorrow, we'll see spotty showers throughout most of the state. Some of the higher and extreme western areas looking for some snow in there as well.
Wyoming Public Television, also known as KCWC-TV Channel 4 Lander Riverton, is licensed to Central Wyoming College, with production studios on campus in Riverton, and the transmitter located on Limestone Mountain near Atlantic City, Wyoming. It also operates translators and associated television auxiliary microwave stations serving these Wyoming towns and rural areas. Transmitting from Windy Ridge, K25AU serves the DuBois area on Channel 25. Translator K26BE broadcasts Wyoming Public Television on Channel 26 in Sheridan. K06KH, located atop Casper Mountain, serves Casper, Mills, Evansville, and Bar None on Channel 6.
As it does this, I gotta ask a weird question, right? Since public television is owned by all of us, supposedly, and the government, right? All that, why don't they play national anthems at their close down? They never do. They don't play the national anthem. But yet they're paid for by the government. It makes no sense. Let him get off his high horse now. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow, guys.
Public television to the Gillette area on Channel 28. Wyoming Public Television can also be seen on Channel 24 by translator K24DA in Big Piney and in Pinedale by K14IL on Channel 14. Wyoming Public Television is also available on the Cheyenne and Laramie cable systems in cooperation with K2 Television and TCI Cablevision. A series of translators owned and operated by Park County extend Wyoming Public Television to Cody, Powell, and many parts of Park County. For a free program guide or for information about our programming, write to Wyoming Public Television, 2660 Peck Avenue, Riverton, Wyoming, 82501. Or call us at 800-495-9788. This concludes another broadcast day. Thank you for watching Wyoming Public Television.
Just want to leave that comment up for all the public TV people out there. They should be playing our national anthem at the end of the doggone program schedule of their day because the government pays for their doggone check for everything. Okay, sorry.
That's all, folks.